Southside gonna burn tonight.
It's about to be the first night of the rest of our lives.
What are you doing, Rob?
I'm winning.
Marvin has been really messy in some sorts this season, but it's easy to see his loyalty for his family. What do you think the biggest misconception is about Marvin?
I think that Marvin, I think ultimately, I think the big misconception is that people think that Marvin sometimes is like one note, or maybe even just a couple, and he's not that. That was proven in episode 9. Just that one episode alone, Marvin takes people on an emotional roller coaster, and I think they didn't get it at first, at the top of the season or in the middle, because they like, yo, Marvin just is kind of always eating, and he's people almost would have assumed that he was the comic relief, but he's really not. But I understand that people just go with what they can identify. But as we've seen in episode 9, in the beginning, or coming out of episode 8, he's a hero. People are cheering for that. And then he's coming back with vengeance beneath. So people like, yeah, get revenge for your brother. And then we go to the chapel, where we like, man, Marvin is being transparent. He put his foot down with Rock in a way that just says, yo, I know you better at this, but respect me. People like, yeah, man, Marvin is thorough and straight up. And then you get to the scene with his daughter, and people are like, oh man, look, well, hold on, Marvin, but we was with. So it's all these kind of different ideas, man, that just in one episode, Marvin, people don't know how to identify this, but those emotions that they're going along with Marvin for are ultimately, they're seeing layers of Marvin, and just like we are, each circumstance is peeling back a layer of who Marvin is. So I think initially probably just thought he was just the uncle that be messing up, or the uncle that's eating, but he's a lot more than that when we get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think he reminds all of us from, like, uncle from the hood that we know. He definitely does for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, last week was very emotional episode when Marvin physically fought with Jukebox, due to her sexuality, and it hit a nerve with so many people, in the LGBTQ community, because so many can relate to that. So as an actor, I wanted to ask, where do you have to go mentally to be able to deliver a scene like that? And what was the hardest part of shooting it?
Man, what I did, the first thing I did, even just to connect to the scene itself, was on the surface level, I knew that this scene was coming up like an episode before, because they don't give us the scripts early. So once I realized, because some people sometimes they would assume that we got all 10 episodes up top and we just know, but we don't know. That's what we have to, we have to play these scenes beat for beat, moment for moment, and be very present. So by the time we got episode 9, was like at the end of episode 8. So once I realized that was going on, I did know that Marvin and his daughter wasn't really eye to eye, and their energy was off. So part of my preparation was I didn't hang with Haley at all, and just kind of kept space from her as we shot. But then also we didn't really have any together either, so that helped to keep the separation, because it's harder to be buddy and going to the club with everyone. So I just took that approach. That was the first thing. The other thing was talking to my LGBTQ friends, and asking them, like, yo, is this legit? Because I really had to figure out a reason of why Marvin was snapping his heart about it. But a lot of them told me to say the real thing that kids go through with their folks. And then we also multiply that by 1991. 2021 is a different kind of a space. It's a lot more liberal. But 91, Marvin is a gangster. He's old school. He didn't even know the politically correct term. Marvin don't know nothing. He didn't know. He just saying what he's saying. He was trying to calm down as he's looking at the tape, because he didn't really know. He's like, maybe it's a school project. Marvin's conflicted already, and so when it came down to that, and getting with the stunt coordinator, and it was important that we showed Jukebox getting 2 punches off. and you know, and all of those kinds of things, and showing her strength in the middle of all of this. But then also it had to some degree, it was important for me to show the vulnerability of Marvin at the end of that scene, because a lot of people it ain't like Marvin did all of that to his daughter and then went in the living room and had some Hennessy and watched the game.
Right.
Like, once he realized that, oh shoot, it's my daughter, I snapped, oh man, I lost it. And he had that breakdown at the end of that scene. It was just a whole lot that was piling on for Marvin. So again, it was just trying to play these layers throughout that whole episode. So even when it came to that scene, that was like the first time we really ever seen Marvin cry, was at that scene. You know, he was touched when Rock wanted him out the group, that he felt compelled there. There's moments throughout, but that's the first time it really just kind of, it crushed him to know that he went too far. So it was a lot of mental stuff. And it was definitely the toughest scene to shoot, for sure.
I definitely can understand why, but you and Haley killed that. That was a powerful scene, so kudos.
Thanks.
And then from episode 1 to this Sunday's finale, what are you the most proudest about with the first season of Raising Kanan?
Man, you know, it's cool that people actually have bought into the story, I think. Because first it starts off very, very slow for most. Yeah. And I'm like, I know you think you won't shoot them up, bang, bang out the first episode, but you would have been done with Marvin and all of us if we came out like that. It was important that we that the writers move the story along slowly and let you really become invested into these characters. So that by the time we get to the end, everybody who watches the show can identify with somebody. Right. And like, yo, you know, because I run to people on the street all the time. They're like, and they have these confessions. Hey man, I'm Marvin, brother. Like I be messing up, but I be trying. I be like, yeah, man, I understand. So everyone is involved with the show. So now we can take them on this journey. And so I'm like I said to your question, I'm just glad that people have really invested into the project, and I hope that people continue to really keep up with us, man, and rock with, no pun intended.
Yeah, I don't think y'all got to worry about that. Talk to us a little bit about working with 50 Cent and that experience.
50 is after all of the social media gimmicks and all the chat, after all of that's done, you got to get up somebody like him that says, man, he understands whatever this formula is. He understands the formula, and he knows how to work it in a way that even if I don't agree with it, or even if I don't know it or understand it, ain't none of my business. The way he got it set up for himself, and the residual people that get to benefit off of that brain work he got going on, you got to say, brother man, no, he understands how to move and the tactics. And that's another type of a genius, just to do that in the way that he does it, because everybody can't do that. Exactly. So that's you know, so I appreciate that side of him. And then also the talks that we've had about, you know, the game that he shared with me and was transparent and let me know about this, that, and the third. I'm like, yo, man, nice. I respect his hustle and how he, and as far as the ability to get it done, and the ability to cause attention or bring traction to whatever he's doing, I can't even knock that. Like, that's his formula, it works for him, and that's something to be, you know, commended.
That's what's up. Yeah, he's a business genius, I think. You know, the trolling and all that. He knows what he's doing. It's all straight.
All of that.
Yeah.
All of that, man. That's why I said that ain't my style. But for him, I said, man, it works. Whatever he's doing, because he out here.
No doubt. Now tell everybody why we should be tuning in to the season finale on Sunday and Saturday night on the app of Raising Kanan.
Yeah, man. You know, the thing about it too is it's important for everybody to tune in, man, just so you can see how this all kind of come together, how it all ends up. And you know, because there's a lot of questions. The writers are really, really good at creating these very intimate cliffhangers. And because you're looking at the show, you're looking at it, you're watching it, and then you look up, and you're like, man, oh, woo! And then the credits come up, it's like, oh, no! And they do that. they're good for this. So I think this would be a good way for people to finally gather their friends and family and figure out what happens to everybody, at least at the end of this season, and hopefully, you know, create some anticipation for season 2. And so we got to end strong, man. And I'm glad everyone really liked episode 9 and show love to that. But we ain't done. Might as well go ahead and get comfortable and catch the last one.
Real good. Well, looking forward to it. Changing gears real quick. When did you discover your love for acting?
Man, you know, I think early on I used to do like these church plays, and I remember I did like an Easter play or something, and then I just realized that I was very comfortable. But always growing up, anything artistic always just felt natural, and I enjoyed that part. Like even in grade school, we had to do whatever the science project was, but they told us we had to draw or use some paint or something. I was like, cool. I was always looking forward to the artistic stuff. So that was always in my proclivity. But it really clicked as far as the acting thing. I was like in high school, and I did a play. I was like 16, and getting the feedback from the audience, I was like, man, this is it. This feedback, this connection with a group of people that I don't know that I'm creating from doing this art. That's when I was like, man, I like this feeling. It fulfills me. And it started from there, really.
That makes a lot of sense. I like that. And then I remembered you because American Soul is one of my favorite shows, and you appeared as Bootsy Collins, and you killed that, bro. Tell us a little bit about that experience and what you enjoyed about it.
Man, first, just thanks for even caring about my cameo in that thing. Shout out to Robbie Reed. Miss Reed hit me and say, yo, got this project down here in Atlanta. Can you I'm thinking you, and she's really good for that stuff. She already has seen the costume apparently in her brain. So you for Bootsy. I was like, all right. And so and it was quick. It was like, get the call Saturday, catch a flight Sunday night, be there for Monday. So when that happened, this was in between, I think right after Ballers and before I got auditioned for Power. So I went to Atlanta, and then I was like, all right, well, let's do it. I did whatever research I can do on that flight and that whole night and that weekend on Bootsy and James Brown, his early start. And then when I get to my trailer, I see 2 shiny guitars. I was like, oh man, them nice. I might be in the wrong trailer. And then it was a white boy in there, instructor, and they put the bass. They said we got to learn this music. I said, okay. Now I do have, I did grow up in church and I played some little instruments and whatnot. So at least musically, I'm aware of what's going on. But I had to learn the music and the bass line for these, I think like 3 or 4 songs, and I just learned them and just practice the stuff. And so all the fingering, we really are doing that stuff. And then I played. I think I played drums for a scene too. So it's all of that, that we had to do. Fortunately, I got some experience with drums. So, all of that stuff it kind of worked out, man. But I enjoyed. And then I had a chance to interact and talk with Bootsy, who gave me a thumbs up for it. After, we was talking. So I'm just glad for that little small interaction. And he's a legend in himself. Yes, so sir. I just try to do it with my little bit, my little bit of just homage to him, and that's all, man. So I'm grateful for that opportunity.
That's what's up. You had that stage presence, bro. And then you also you made a name for yourself. No problem. You made a name for yourself doing stand-up. What's like the greatest reward for you doing stand-up? And do you got any upcoming dates? I know we kind of still in the pandemic. It's cool that I'm able to make a living off just being an artist, man. Yeah. And so that sort of thing. And I can't be more grateful for just being able to live off the art. That's the whole goal initially, for the waiter and the server at the restaurant. We just trying to book something so we can live off the art. Yeah. So being able to do that is the biggest thing. But then also, I'm really grateful I had a chance to tour with Chris Tucker and just being around him and getting that exposure, doing those big arenas and those theaters, and then our friendship from that. I'm grateful because he
he had to call me and invite me or talk to me like that. But we good friends. I appreciate that opportunity very much so. And then for the date, I believe I do September 30th. I'll be at Caroline's here in New York. So,
nice.
I'm trying to work it while I'm filming and all of that and make it happen. So, it's working out.
And then we hear you're currently shooting something now. Can you give us any details? And actually, can you give us any details on that or anything that you got coming up?
The main thing, I think, it might have loosely been, but we're just going into season 2 already of Power, of Raising Kanan. So that's the main thing. And then some of the future things is just trying to find out the timing of which to do them, and contractually does it work within this. I mean, I'm so busy involved in this show that mostly gonna probably have to wait at least the top of next year, where we have a little bit of a hiatus, and until we figure out what the next season is or what that is, and so forth.
That makes sense. What's your ideal TV or film role before we wrap?
A couple things, man. I like a Love Jones type of thing, more better, a romantic comedy. Yeah, basically would be really fun for me to do, because I enjoy that dynamic of, like I said, of a Love Jones, Mo Better Blues, Will Smith playing something nice and fun, and Hitch, stuff like that is kind of, where you get to still be the guy, but you're conflicted with your self issues, and you're trying to connect with a woman, but you're not really. All of that stuff. But at the same time, it's like I said, it's nice and light. And so those things, I just feel like that would be fun. But at the same, after doing Raising Kanan, I mean, it'd be nice to really get my, in my mind, between us, like that was like my equalizer. That was my equalizer from Denzel. Like getting the gun and just that was my little thing, and I was getting a real touch of that. I was like, cool, man, I like that. But I wouldn't mind a little John Wick, some quick snipers, really accurately, because they ain't really got no young brothers doing that. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan, because Michael B. Jordan is holding it down for this young thing, and peace be upon Chadwick, who was also doing his thing. So, I understand that I'm standing on some cash shoulders for sure. But those are a couple ideas that I wouldn't mind tapping into.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see it. It's coming. And then before we wrap up,
I'll receive that, absolutely.
No doubt, bro. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to leave with us? Leave with your fans? Share?
Oh man, I'll just say, man, that I'm very grateful for the people who decided to, who got wind of me from the show, and who are investing their energy and becoming fans or believers and so forth. And I humbly say that it's not about me. I didn't get here on my own. God has done all of this. I don't take no credit for this, other than just utilizing the gift and working this thing that he gave me. So I gotta be clear. It's not about me. I'm very grateful, man, for the love that people have. And for those around me who held me, my team and all of them, and the publicists and my dialect coach, my acting coach, my family. I got solid people around me, man, that keep me moving forward and encouraging me, and things like that. And I got people that are my heart. They mean so much to me and here. So I'm very grateful for the people I have around me.
Well, man, again, thank you for taking time out speaking to us. Big fan of the show, becoming a big fan of you, because you're killing it in everything that I'm seeing.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
No problem. Well, you continue success, man. You have a blessed day.
Thank you. You too, brother. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I had to do it. Dudes coming after me and my family.
Just looking mad heated out here right about now.
We need to get you out of sight.
Southside won't burn tonight.
It's probably the first night of the rest of our lives.
What are you doing, Rock?